What's up YouTube? It's Deanna from Windy City Vape Reviews, and today I will be doing a review of the Eleaf iStick 100 watt, so stay tuned. Okay, so today I'm going to be doing a review of the Eleaf iStick 100 watt. I know there are many reviews out on this device already. It is just a basic mod, no temp control, just variable wattage and variable voltage. But I think this is actually a great one if you want to try out, if you've never had a device where you have the 18650 external batteries. If you want something that gives you more battery life than just a single 18650 battery, but you don't really want to venture into temp control, or you want something, you know, I use it mostly for my RDAs, but you can use tanks on it, and you know, as long as you don't try to use a nickel coil, titanium, you can use stainless steel, but the other two cannot. Let's dive down, take a close-up look at it, and then we'll come back up top and talk a little bit more about it. Okay, so we're going to go up close and personal with the iStick 100 watt by Eleaf. I have it in the silver. I'm not doing a traditional unboxing. I have had this for several months. I moved recently and I do have most of my boxes, but for some reason could not find the box for this one. So, what we have on the bottom, we have the USB charging port, although I don't recommend charging your 18650 batteries through the charge port. I would really recommend using an external battery charger. You have your fire button, your plus and your minus button, your OLED screen, battery venting. Here we have the Eleaf logo. On the other side, the iStick 100 watt. Please forgive my nails, they get really bad in the wintertime. And I also had a permanent marker explode in my pocket today and I cannot get it off. So please forgive me for that. So again, got it in the silver. It is kind of like a sparkly almost, but it is a matte finish. Don't really get too much fingerprinting on this one, which is really nice, except for the top and the bottom. That is extremely shiny. We have our 510 connection, and that is a spring-loaded 510 connection in there. And the battery door has a little lip that you pick up, pull off. There's 4 magnets, 2 at the top, 2 at the bottom. They are pretty strong magnets, and you have the nice ribbon. I'm not going to pop the batteries out, but they are, I'm not sure if they're wired in parallel or if they've got them wired in series, but they're just in parallel, and that's why you're able to charge them with the USB charger. But just snap that right back on. There really is no battery door rattle at all, which I absolutely love. I'm not sure if you can hear that, but there is some button rattle, and it is the plus and minus button. The fire button does not rattle at all. So, it's 5 clicks to turn it on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And it will show you your watts, your volts, and then your ohms if you had an atomizer. No atomizer. So, to increase your watts, hit the plus button. Does 0.1 increments, and if you hold it down, it does scroll. It does not round robin, at least when you go down. I haven't tried it going up actually. We'll see. It starts to pick up a little bit of speed, but it's not the fastest. So keep scrolling, keep scrolling. Nope, stops at 100 watts. So very simple, no temp control on this one. You know, if you're not into the temp control, or even if you are, but you just want something that's kind of simple for, you know, basic. I use this a lot with my RDAs. I don't really build with nickel wire, and I have not tried building with titanium. So this is actually perfect for just using for, you know, Kanthal wire. But you can even use it with the tank. I've used it with my TFV4, with the dual coil RBA that I build on, and I've also used it with my crown tank. So, you know, it doesn't just have to be for RBAs. Looks like a little scratch in there. Like I said, I have been using this for several months, so, you know, all in all, it's holding up fairly well, but I also do keep a silicone sleeve on it, mostly because the metal is a little slippery, and I do have a case of the dropsies, and you know, being from the Midwest, it is extremely cold. In fact, this morning it was a whole 1 degrees outside, and I find it better with the silicone sleeve. My hands don't get quite as cold holding it. So, okay, to lock the wattage where you want it, or the voltage where you want it, you just hold the up and down button. Now it's unlocked actually, and then up and down again to lock it. So you can't change your wattage or your voltage. Up and down again, unlock it. No atomizer. And then you're able to scroll again. Very clicky. If you just noticed that, 3 clicks and you go from your wattage to the voltage. So 1, 2, 3. Now we're in volts. Same thing, scroll up and down. And this goes from 10 volts all the way down to 2 volts. And then 1, 2, 3. Back in wattage mode again. And scroll up and down. You know, like I said, this is a really simple mod, and I've seen a lot of reviews on this, but I think that a lot of reviewers kind of just skip over it really quick to show you the really basics of it. Mostly because now with the temp control devices that are coming out, or higher wattage devices, this is kind of a basic model. But honestly, for the price I got it for, I got it from vapenw.com, and I purchased it for $29.99 at the time. I think now they are like $32.99, $33.99, but still a great deal for a 100-watt device. You know, a year or so ago, this would have cost a lot more. So, you know, you do have to keep in mind, up at the top, you can see where my atomizer from screwing it on and off has left a little mark on it. But again, for the price, really not a bad deal. It's pretty solid. Not the heaviest mod that I have, but it is a, you know, nice solid device. Not super large. I don't think I have extremely huge hands, and it fits comfortably in my hand, whether I'm firing this way or firing this way. I tend to keep it in this way on my right hand. I am right-handed. I'm not sure if this one, if you're able to flip the screen. Let me see. Nope. No, doesn't look like it. If we can, I will look into that, and I'll let you know when we go back up top. But like I said, great little device, or big device. I purchased it mainly, I don't really go up to the 100 watts. I have never actually hit the 100 watts. I got it mostly because of the dual 18650 battery life. You know, I have a 75 watt device that has a single 18650, and I found that I had to charge it more than once a day, and with this one I can vape on it all day long and into part of the next day and last forever. And I typically vape around 60 watts, 65 watts, somewhere around there, anywhere between 50 and 65 watts usually. So all in all, not bad. You know, and part of that's going to have to do with which batteries you have. I have the MXJOs in here, and I absolutely love them. They are they say 35 amp, but basically they only go up to 30 amp. but they are the 3000 mAh, and absolutely love those batteries. I like them better than my Samsungs. I also have the LG HG2s, I believe, the brown wraps. These outperform them totally. So that's up close and personal. Let's go back up top and take a vape on it, and I will give you some pros and some cons and let you know if I lost this today, would I go out and purchase it again tomorrow. So we're back up top after our up close and personal look at the Eleaf iStick 100 watt device, and I will go over some pros and some cons. So obviously right off the bat, the price. I mean, you really can't beat that price. Like I said, I paid $29.99 a couple of weeks ago from vapenw.com. I will also put the link down in the description. Again, I believe it's at $32.99 right now, but still, you know, for a 100 watt device, you cannot beat that price. Their shipping is like $5, but if you purchase any e-juice over $6, they will give you free shipping also, so you can get some juice and get free shipping. They do have some juices that are excluded from that, but they do list them on their website, so go take a look, and I'll go over some more pros for the device. So again, like I said, in the up close and personal, I love the rounded edges. There are no sharp corners on it. Fits great in the hand, whether I hold it this way, whether I hold it this way. I have no delay with the fire button. When I press it, it starts firing right away. See if you can hear it. Maybe like 2-second delay, if even that long. The screen, you know, not the largest, but not the smallest. It is very bright, easy to see, very simple menu to go through. You know, if you just want a basic device, control your wattage, control your voltage, you know, this is one that I would highly recommend. Nice clicky button. Again, battery door, absolutely no play in the battery door. And again, the magnets, super strong. Pops right back on. The finish on it, I like the finish. I think it looks really great in the silver. Again, I do keep a silicone sleeve on there, which I'll show you in just a little bit. But overall, I really love this device. Cons, the only cons that I really have are the rattly up and down button, but that's not really a con for me, especially with it in the silicone sleeve, because it really doesn't rattle that much when it's in the sleeve. Other than that, maybe just the top being a little bit excessively shiny. If you have a little bit of OCD like me, you want to keep wiping it off all the time, but again, you know, a lot of the mods they have nowadays do have super shiny, whether it's, you know, the mod itself or just top and bottom like this one. So again, not that much of a con really. You can't really beat this price. I know I've said it and I've said it and I've said it, but honestly, for a dual 18650 device that goes to 100 watts, you know, I'm not sure you're going to find something that is less expensive, that is made as well as this is. It is, you know, pretty good weight to it, not super heavy, not my heaviest mod that I have, but overall, just a great device. So again, if you're looking for something that's kind of basic, you don't want to get into the temp control, by all means, I would definitely highly recommend this to new vapors, to experienced vapors, and everyone in between. So, the silicone sleeve. I got them from Fast Tech. They sell them individually. They also sold them, I got them in a 2-pack. I got white and black. I typically use the black only because, you know, white, dirt magnet. But I do have a white Freak Show RDA that I like to use with that silicone sleeve because I think it looks really good. But It has the openings where your battery venting is. Also has the opening where the OLED screen goes. Fire button, up and down buttons, and then it has the opening for the charge port, which again, I would not recommend charging through the charge port. Basically, all you do, just slide it onto the mod. Fits on there really great. It's nice and snug. It's not loose at all. It's made fairly well, honestly. Pretty thick. I don't worry about it tearing at all when I'm putting it on or taking it off. I have no issues using the up and down. Get my fingers out of the way. Upside down, you guys? Yeah, oh wait. Sorry, I went into voltage. So, obviously you can still function properly with the sleeve on there. One thing I do recommend, if you're going to use a silicone sleeve, make sure you check your Addy, whether it's a RDA or a tank, for leakage, because you do not want the juice to leak down and go in between the silicone sleeve and the mod. It can get into your battery venting holes or through the battery cover and can do some damage to your mod. So, you know, just be mindful if you have any leakage from your tanks. And we all know just about every tank has leaking at some point or another, some more so than others. So just kind of watch for that. Take it off every once in a while. If you like, this one pretty much stays on this mod almost all the time. I do take it off periodically. Make sure I wipe all underneath there, because you know, you do get some seepage sometimes. So I purchased these again at fastech.com. I think I paid like $3.70 something for the two of them. I have seen them on other websites go for anywhere between like $5 to $7 a piece. So for two of them for that price, I really think I got a pretty good deal. Now, if you haven't ever purchased from Fastech, one thing you do have to have is patience because it is shipping from China. So it does take a while to get to the United States. They do, depending on which shipping method that you choose, they do offer tracking. I don't recommend tracking the package just because you're going to be waiting quite a while. It usually takes almost 7 days just for it to update from process through the sort facility in China to whenever it hits the United States. And, you know, then if you want to track, go ahead and track it then. One thing you also want to maybe take note of, I have not had the issue. The very first thing that I got from them, I went ahead and went onto the USPS.com website and signed up for text alerts, and I also signed up so if you are not home and you can't sign for the package and you want them to either leave it in the mailbox or by the front door, you can leave that information for them so you don't have to sign for the package. You know, depending on if that's something you are comfortable with doing, I would recommend that as well, so you don't have to make sure someone's home to accept the package. But again, I think it looks great with the sleeve on. I think it looks great with the sleeve off. And I absolutely love this device. So pretty sure you're going to know the answer too if I were to lose the device or somehow it was, you know, rendered unable to use it. I would definitely go out and purchase it again. Mostly because it is something that I do feel comfortable taking out of the house with me all the time. If I drop it, something happens to it, I didn't spend a whole lot of money on it, so I'm okay with going out and buying another one. So, I hope you enjoyed this review. If you did, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe for more reviews coming up. And until then, I hope you have a great day and keep calm and vape on.